All right. Hello. Can you guys hear me? Thumbs up in the chat. Something. All right. Cool. Thank you. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Some more people will probably be trickling in the next hour or so, but that's fine. We'll get started. Welcome to New Quarter, New Goals. So this is the end of the first quarter of 2025. First 3 months done, just like that. Let's see. All right, so these are my goals for this event. Like all my events, I'm going to be talking, but if you have something to say, feel free to join in and share. I want us to reflect on the past quarter, kind of reset and realign, because some people fall off their planning wagon, and I totally get it. We'll do a little planner reset, have some discussions, and then I'll do my little giveaways. So if you haven't already seen it, I dropped a couple links in the chat. The first one is a Google form. Sign up if you wanted to present something during this event. If you have something to share about how you plan for the quarter, how this past quarter went, as well as the giveaways. So if you don't want to present, totally fine, but that link is also for the giveaways. And then there's a link for the quarterly reflection worksheet that I kind of put together. It's a pretty simple worksheet if you want to download that. Use it's there. It's a freebie. You just have to click that and download it. Okay, so before we jump into that, talk a little tiny bit about myself. A lot of you are actually familiar with me, but give me 1 second. Let me see if I can turn that on. All right, no more music. Can you guys hear me now? Or at least a little bit better? Okay, good. Sorry about that. Let's see. All right, so a little bit about me. Most of you guys are familiar with who I am. You guys attend my weekly meetups. But for those of you who may not know me, I'm Dahlia, planner enthusiast, middle school teacher. I'm a mom, and I journal a lot. I use planning and reflections as tools to stay grounded, focused, and intentional, especially when things get crazy. And I try to host events like this to help build spaces where we can talk about all the things we're struggling with planning, because contrary to all the fancy social media posts that we see, nobody's life is perfect. A little bit about this event and what I'm hoping we'll get out of it. So it's semi-guided. I'm going to post some questions to kind of help you pause and check in with yourself, set intentions for the month ahead, reflect on the months that passed, and just kind of give you space to work in your planner, because some people don't have that. So a lot of this is going to be quiet journaling time with things built in. My family's home today, so if you hear some noise in the background, that's life. We're all here. So before we jump into all the planner talk, I wanted us to talk to each other. A little bit of icebreakers going on. So I did a little choose your path kind of thing. Like I said, I'm a middle school teacher, so I'm always doing crazy things to try to get my kids' attention. So I did pick one of them. You're welcome to do both, but one is fine. Path 1 is your planning personality. How would you describe your planning style in 1 sentence? So think chaotic creative, color-coded queen, checklist lover, etc. And are you more of a daily planner, weekly planner, or I plan when life feels messy type? Why does that work for you? So that's the first path. And then you could choose path 2, which is called tools of the trade, answering the following questions. What's your current planner setup? Digital, paper, maybe a little bit of both. Bonus points if you share your favorite tool or planner layout. And then if your planner could talk, what would it say about your relationship with it this past quarter? So you can open up a blank page in your journal or planner. You can type that in the chat. I'm going to give you guys some time if you want to share out. I just want to give everybody some time to kind of think about their answers first. And then if you would rather share out, I'll give you guys some time in a second. So maybe like 2, 3 minutes, and then I'll open the floor. Can you hear me now? Awesome. Thank you guys. All right. So I chose path two, tools of the trade. So what's your current planner setup? And if your planner could talk, what would it say about your relationship with it this past quarter? So I'm currently fully paper. I usually tend to dabble between paper and digital, but so far I've just been fully paper this year. I got some erasable pens that have been a game changer for me this time around, and I've allowed myself to use whatever color I want because I'm usually mentally I'm like I need to use black for everything, but every week in my planner this year has been a completely different color. Um, and then if my planner could talk, it would say we probably become best friends this past quarter. This is the first time in a very long time that I've been this consistent with my planner. Usually I fall off like I get so crazy. I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to type it in my phone. But I've actually been pretty consistent. There's something written every week since the first week of the year. Um, it's full of plans, photos, and I've actually been doing my monthly reflections. I'm going to do my March reflection later on tonight. But yeah, me and my planner became besties this quarter. Would anyone else like to share out loud? The floor is yours. Feel free to just unmute your mic. Have at it.
Sure. Hi everyone. I'm Megan. I'm gonna do both if that's okay. So I think my style is kind of like a chaotic queen. I used when I was in school, it had like a very like strict like time blocking, color coordinating, things like that. And now I'm kind of a mixture. I'm definitely a weekly spread girl. I've tried the daily. It's not easy to keep up with both for myself. And then I have like a separate journal. So yeah, I'm definitely more of like a paper person. I like something tangible. And if my planner could talk, probably um, my relationship with it would be very spotty. I recently just lost my job, so I'm starting to show up more. When I look back the last couple weeks, I definitely have my days very full and coordinated to keep myself occupied and busy. So yeah, and I do a little bit of digital planning, but that's mostly for my content specifically for Passion Planner.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else? You can also type it out in the chat if you don't feel like talking.
I'll go. Sorry, I'm still getting over a cold, but um, I'm gonna go with path one, and I would describe my planning style as like a color coded queen who also loves checklists. And also, I kind of got into journaling in my planner just because it's just everything all in one. And then I'm a daily planner person, but I have been thinking about maybe like since I'm getting a new job that for my job I can probably use a weekly planner, and then for my personal life I can use the daily planner. And the daily planner just works better for me because it's more structured and it allows me to have like my like two different like checklists, so like my priorities and then all the other things that I want to try to get done in the day. And then it also like kind of shows me like what I do throughout the day, just in case if like I wanted to like change something later on.
Sounds good. I'm glad you realized like what worked for you. You're like, oh, maybe I should try that. I think that's kind of what helped me be more consistent this quarter was that I just have my planner and I put everything in it. Usually I try to separate everything, and then I end up using one versus the other, but you kind of have a solid plan for your daily and your weekly. Anybody else? Go for it, Shannon.
Always have trouble trying to unmute myself. Hope everybody's having a great start to your weekend. I am like Megan, a little bit of both, right? So, describing my planning style in one sentence would be definitely color coded, but not the queen, right? And I'll tell you why in a second. Um, I do like a checklist. I try to put things at the bottom of a weekly and then that I need to do, and then I started actually putting them, giving them a specific time, because if I don't allocate a time to them, then it doesn't really get done. And then highlighting or checking off or doing something like that to say, hey, you did this. And then yeah, so right now, I don't know. My planner and I are having a very complicated relationship. I left it at a school one day. like overnight, and I called the other school and was panicked and they couldn't find it. And then I said, "Oh yeah, I left it at the other school." And then I brought it home and I didn't put anything in it. So I don't know what's happening with me. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I literally I have to have my planner with me, but I am not writing in it. And I have to have like 1,000 pens. And yes, the erasables are life. So I need this. So hopefully I can, if it could talk, it would say that it was lonely, and I do like paper. I prefer the paper so I can use my lovely pens, but my planner would say that it's lonely and I need to do better. And I yield the mic.
Hopefully, after this event, your planner won't be lonely anymore. Yeah, anybody else want to share before we move on? All right. If you decide you want to share later, that's totally fine. So let's get into this. So I wanted to start off with our Q1 first quarter reflection. So we can do this one of two ways. Well, there's plenty of ways you can do this, but this is how I planned this. I have a Padlet that I put together. I love my Padlets. Let me get the link for you all. All right, so want us to reflect on these questions. What were your biggest wins from this past quarter? What challenges did you face and how did you handle them? And then which goals did you achieve? Which ones, if any, need adjusting? So we should always be reflecting on our goals and making adjustments as needed. You never have to stick with what you started with at the beginning of the year. So let me drop this link. This is the link to the Padlet. If you want to share on there, you can just click the link. Let me share what that looks like. Right, you can click on the link, and once the link opens, on the bottom right, there's this little plus sign. You can click it, and a Post-it note pops up, and you can type on there. You can also just reflect in your planner, or you can type it in the chat, but it's the same 3 questions I put on there. So what were your biggest wins from the past quarter? What challenges did you face and how did you handle them? And then which goals did you achieve? Which ones, if any, need adjusting? So this is some reflection time. I'm going to start us off with about 5 minutes, and then I'll check in. Is 5 minutes okay, or is that too long, too short? What are we thinking? Okay, we'll start off with 5 minutes, and then if we need more time, I'm totally open to that. Does it not let you add a sticky note to the Padlet? You don't have to comment. You should be able to click and add your own. Let me make sure I didn't have it. Share, visitor, aha, okay, writer. You should be able to add the sticky note now. I don't know why it was set to comment, but now if you click on the Padlet link or refresh that tab, you should be able to click the plus sign and add your own sticky note. Sorry about that. Does anyone want to share? You can share your answers to one of them, all of them, or something else entirely. Any sort of reflection from the first quarter is welcome.
I'm happy to share. Hi. So I'm Jess. I my kind of win is that I joined a roller derby team, which is something that I've wanted to do for so long. So I'm really, really happy I got to do it. The biggest challenge is obviously my accent. I'm not American, but I'm going through the green card process at the moment, and I don't drive, so it's really difficult to kind of adjust to the culture and kind of really immerse myself and not be living in such a culture shock at the moment. And goals is kind of related to the roller derby because I'm making friends now, which is really nice. It's Ventura County, Derby Darlings, so in Southern California for the Derby team. But yeah, it's really nice. It means I've been able to create my own little community and integrate as best I can at the moment. But yeah, thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing. I am definitely interested in roller derby. I have been for years. Definitely gonna find something. I'm originally from Southern California. I'm currently in San Francisco, and I know we have a huge derby presence up here, so I'm gonna find some for myself. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else? Seeing a lot of good wins in the chat. I can definitely relate to the reading. I haven't been reading as much as I want to, but audiobooks are a godsend in that department. Giving yourself grace. Yeah, these are some good ones. I'm looking over at our Padlet. We have some people who are able to cash flow their birthday trips. Let's see. Planner consistency, meeting financial savings goals, and workout goals. So it seems like Q1's been going fairly well for most of us. If it hasn't, Q2 is right around the corner, so we can definitely turn some things around. But yeah, all right. So we just reflected on the first 3 months of 2025. It is so crazy to think that 3 months has already pretty much passed us by. And it's about to be April. So I wanted us to kind of reset, refocus, and realign. You created that vision board at the beginning of the year. You probably haven't looked at it. You wrote down a bunch of goals. You completed your passion roadmap. Take those out, look at them, and kind of just think about the things that you just reflected on while you answer these questions. So you got to keep in mind your planner, your goals. Ultimately, they should serve you. So let's think about any adjustments we need to make, or postponements or removals of goals. Maybe some of the goals you set at the beginning of the year don't serve you anymore. Life changed, things don't align anymore. So let's look at the goals that we have and see if we need to make changes. If you have new goals that you want to focus on for the next quarter, or just habits or routines that need improvement. So some more reflection. So now we're thinking about Q2 as we answer these questions. So once again, do you need to make any changes to your goals? What new goals do you want to focus on in Q2? And what habits or routines need improvement? So I'm going to put another 5 minutes up. If you need more time, let me know. You can comment in the chat. I'll open the floor after the 5 minutes if you want to share out loud. But right now we're focusing on preparing for the Q2. Alrighty, if you need more time, you can keep writing. So I think I'll start us off for this one. Some adjustments to goals I made. I wanted to focus on some content creation this year. And I haven't been really doing much of that. I make occasional posts to Instagram, but not quite what I had in mind for content creation this year. And I need to stay on track with my budgeting because I kind of fell off this past month with like keeping up with my budget workbook. A new goal, this one is specific to work. I'm designing a classroom because I am a STEAM teacher, science, technology, engineering, art, and math / media arts. So I'm moving into an old woodshop classroom. So I have to try to turn that into a regular classroom and make it so that it works for what I'm trying to teach. So I have ideas, but it's still like, it's still a lot of work to kind of plan for all that. And then some habits and routines that need improvement. I want to journal more. I haven't really journaled much. I do memory keep in my planner. So like I have photos in there and I make little notes of things that have happened, but I haven't actually like sat down and opened my journal and actually written things out. And I also want to study language more. So I learn languages for fun. Specifically, the ones I've been focusing on lately are Spanish and Korean. But I haven't been doing a lot of language study. I've kind of just been like, oh, I'm going to hop on my Duolingo for 5 minutes, maybe a Rosetta Stone lesson, but I haven't actually sat down and said, hey, I'm going to do some focused time, like a whole time block of just studying to try and retain some of this stuff. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for this next quarter. Anybody want to jump in? Go ahead, Shannon.
So I would like to reduce my time on social media or really just playing games. I don't think I'm on social media as much as I used to be, but definitely addicted to games on my phone. And I need to reduce some of that time. So I am going to write that down because that was an epic fail in quarter one. I hadn't written it down, but I would think about it all the time. So I'm actually going to put some focus intention behind it. So I'll yield the mic.
So Shannon, Rachel suggests using the app ScreenZone. It's great for reducing screen time. It sets a timer when you open an app. It's free and available for iOS and Android. Thank you, Rachel.
Yes, thank you. I'll do that. I think that if I reduce some of my time on these apps, then I'd be able to do more with goal setting and writing in my planner because that's definitely an interference. So control one, get to do the other.
Yeah, I do want to throw this out there for anyone who wants to try and get consistent with their planner. I host weekly meetups. They're on Sundays, so I know that doesn't always work for everyone. But since I teach Monday through Friday, Saturday kind of has become like my rest day. And so Sunday, I host 2 separate meetups. One is BIPOC specific. The second is open to everyone. And we just sit like this on Google Meet and plan. We chat. Some people are meal planning, whatever you need to do to get ready for the week. So those are available if anyone is interested. But if you can't make mine, I implore you to, start your own, find a local community, even if it's online, of just people who can kind of just be there just to kind of help you gain that consistency, because I think that's played a huge role in my ability to keep up with my planner this year, is knowing that like every Sunday I'm going to sit down and plan and get things done. So I post them primarily on Facebook, but I can drop them in the chat as well. I have 2 Facebook groups, All Things Passion Planner, and the other one is the BIPOC Passion Planner group. Every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, I host the BIPOC one, and then at 1 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays is the second one that's open to everyone. But I will make sure to drop that into the chat before the night is done. Trina, go for it.
Okay, so yesterday, this has been one of my goals. Like on YouTube, I usually I like to watch videos, but then I see a whole bunch of videos on like the homepage, and I add it to my like watch later list. But I never like actually watch the videos in the watch later list. So I've been like, I want to finish watching all those first before I add any. And there's this documentary on there called The True Cost. It's like about clothes and stuff. It's actually very like eye-opening and sad. But that definitely, I would say, like motivated me to actually like get more into sewing. So once I figure out what my new schedule will be, I will definitely like try to find like a sewing class that I can take, and just use my planner to make sure I keep up with like the sessions and stuff like that.
Anybody else? All right, I will get the weekly meetup info into the chat in a second, but let's look now to our planners and do a little refresh. So usually if you're a Passion Planner daily user, assuming you use it religiously, you're just about to get ready to open a new daily for Q2. But for the weekly planner users, you don't usually get to have that feeling of starting over in your planner, unless you're starting like a new undated planner. But ultimately, it doesn't usually feel like a fresh start when you're still using the same book. So, I'm hoping these events will kind of give you that feeling of starting over every quarter, hype yourself up to get consistent again. So some things to think about for your planner: is your current planner even working for you? Think about how your system actually serves you and whether you need to like tweak some layouts, some formats, some habits. I know many of us use Passion Planner, but maybe that's not what you need. Maybe you need something else. So what's working in your current planner setup and what's not? Second question, are there any spreads or pages you didn't use last quarter and why? So, that question is for you to kind of like prune and repurpose unused sections, highlight what you actually thought was useful. Number 3, what do you want your planner to help you focus on in the next 3 months? Refocus your intent behind your planning, whether it's for productivity, wellness, creativity, finances. Think about what you want to focus on the next 3 months. And then number 4, are there any new layouts, sections, or trackers that you want to try this quarter? So at the end of the day, even though my passion planner has printed pages, I can do whatever I want with it. I can make my own pages and glue them in. I can ignore what's written there and write whatever I want. So the goal for you and any planner that you use is that you have to make it yours and make it work for you. So kind of think about what you want to do with your planner in the next quarter. Give you guys about 5 minutes. Think on it. We can share if you want to hold your planners up to the camera when we get to the open discussion and kind of show what's been working for you. You can do that. But I'll give you guys 5 minutes to kind of just think about your current planner setup and whether or not it's something you want to keep using or if you want to try something else. Just want to mention I dropped the links to those 2 Facebook groups if you guys are interested in joining. I share the links to the meetups in those groups every weekend. So tomorrow I'll put out a reminder for Sunday, this coming Sunday, but the links, if you find the link in the group, they're the same link that we use every week. Yeah, so I'm saying in the chat, wanting to actually use your planner. I hosted an event at the end of the year and the second half of the beginning of the year where we were setting up our planners and getting ready for 2025. And one of the things that we talked about was that so many people are afraid to actually just start using the planners. They're scared that they're going to mess them up in some way, but at the end of the day, you know, can't really do that. I'm gonna let Tanya jump on before I'm gonna try to set up my camera because I do kind of want to show some of my planner pages, but I'm gonna let Tanya speak and then I'll get back to that. Go ahead.
Hi. This is my first ever like planner event that I've ever attended, so I'm really happy to be here. I wanted to say what was working, and in case it's helpful to some of you, because I'm really, really enjoying what I'm doing right now. And so, you know, if it's helpful. So I did bring my planner out here. I'm using these sticky notes that actually a subscriber of mine told me about to time block, to take the tasks from the task list and then put them in the timeline. I have a lot of control over how I spend my time, which is a blessing and a curse. And so if I want it to come off of here and into here, I do this, and I can restick these from week to week if they're things that happen like over and over, or I can do one-offs that way. So that's like going really well. I'm just really liking it. And then what I do is, as a kind of memory keeping, once I've done whatever it was or whatever I did, I record what I did in the timeline so that I know how I spent my time in a given week. This isn't 100%. I have 2 small children. So you can see in the middle of this past week, my son was home with me for a day. So it just says sick day because that's how it goes. But I just really like this system right now. And the thing that I want to kind of figure out is on the month views, I use them for forward planning for the most part, but these side things I haven't used in a really long time, these side boxes. And I want to find a strategic use for those because I just want to use every bit of my planner, you know. But I think I had a brainstorm the other day, so I think I know how I might use them in the next month and for the month of April. But I'm also open to your suggestions if you guys have things that you use those boxes for. So yeah, that's that. Oh, and then the new trackers for the new quarter. I need to start tracking my blood pressure. So I found these. I have recently obtained the Passion Planner like fitness health sticker book, and they have these really adorable little trackers that I put at the bottom of each day. And it's supposed to be a step counter, but I'm going to use it as a blood pressure, like place to put a blood pressure number. And it has little water drops to track water consumption, which I also could use more water. So in any case, I'm going to try that to see how it goes. But I just need to do this for my doctor because they want to have like a baseline. So yeah, anyway, that's me. I'm handing the mic over.
Was I muted? Oh my goodness. My mic is against me today. But I was saying that it was a good thing that Tanya brought up the boxes and the monthly planners, because we're always trying to use every bit of our planners, and for some reason, because there's so many things going on, especially because Passion Planner keeps adding new things, we really want to use every bit of our planner, and it tends to get overwhelming. But I'm going to pass it over to Joy now.
Hi. One of the things that works for me is to use stickers, and you may not be able to see. There are these tiny little owls and that represents that I spent 15 minutes writing. I'm like a scholar author person, and if I have a full owl, that means I did an hour. So it's like a little reward for staying on task with my scholarship and my writing, and it's just cute.
That's one way to use all those stickers that I know everyone's been hoarding. That I know we all have tons of stickers we don't know what to do with. Give them a meaning. Go ahead, Shannon. Shannon, did you have your hand up?
I was talking my head off. Oh, okay. Now I'll shorten it. What I was saying was that I am a former washi tape collector and definitely sticker collector. And the more I give away, the more I tend to find. Like I give a ton of stickers to college, to my friend who went to college. I donated a ton of stickers to our organization that was doing um, a vision board party at the beginning of 2024, and I still have a lot of stickers, right? Although I pared down significantly, and I only use stickers in my planner now. No washi tape, not really. I use washi tape to label things, like to let people know that, hey, that's my cord to my iPhone, or to my to my this and that, so that there's no confusion when I get ready to unplug. And I also put stickers on my stuff, so that's one way to use it. But I will tell you that I thought I was done buying stickers. Like, my goal was to just use whatever I had left. And then Passion Planner had a sale a few weeks ago. And I don't remember what the sale was, but basically I think they had like $5 books or $7. Do you remember that, Dahlia? It was probably at the beginning of March.
Yeah,
Maybe
I remember. So the
yeah,
stickers were super cheap.
right, and I ended up getting like 4 books, and some of those books I actually got 2 of. Like the one for money, I got 2 of, and there's another one I got 2 of. And ask me how many stickers I've used out of those books so far in the last month. Um, I don't think any. I really would venture to say I've used none of them. But the other thing that you can do with stickers, if you're not using them, is we have a organization here in the city that gives paper bags of food to kids on the weekends, for the weekends, so they can go home with like some fruit and stuff like that. And the kids in the schools or wherever decorate the bags for other children with stickers. So I've actually donated some, that were age appropriate to that organization, and it's really cool. So, there's other uses for them if they don't make it into your planning. I yield the mic.
Yeah, I hosted a journaling club the first semester of the school year, and so that's how I was able to use a bunch of my stickers, but I still have tons of stickers. These are all, they're being used somewhat, but not nearly enough. And it's hard because my brain wants to use stickers a certain way. So instead of being like, oh, how can I use this sticker? I'm like, oh, I'm looking for a specific type of sticker. And it throws me off when I can't find it. But a little overview of my planner. So there's some pages that aren't getting any use. Like I didn't do this core values page in its entirety. Sorry if you can't see it, but this has no writing on it. I don't use the passion roadmap. It's not something that I tend to care about. I made vision boards on poster board, and then I took pictures of them, printed them out, and put them into my planner. So that's been my vision board since Passion Planner added the vision board pages. Let me see. I try to stick with the habit tracker pages that come with the planner, but as you can see, there's nothing there for this month. I just did January, started February, didn't care for it. So I might get back into that. As far as like monthly planning, I also don't really tend to use the little boxes, the people to see, places to go, things to learn spot. I tend not to look at that. So if we want to brainstorm some ideas for those, we can do that. But I do a little bit of forward planning, and then things that I know are consistent, they go into my planner, a couple of things for work, meetings and the like. But just a little quick flip through. I've been on it. I use these notes pages a lot now for work. So when I have planning or notes from our PD, professional development meetings, I've been taping a lot of notes pages. But this is what I was talking about not sticking to just the black ink. I just have been using it, been taping things in. There's photos from things like woodshop, so my classroom that I'll be moving into next year, events that have happened, food from restaurants I've been to, say monthly reflection. February, like you guys are my witness, this planner is getting used because I've never like posted. People are like, can I see a flip through of your planner? And it's like, no, because I don't use it, but like she's getting used. February reflection. March. Got some mind map action happening all the way up to this week. So yeah, she's been getting some use. So I'm hoping to continue being consistent with my planner this quarter. So far, everything seems to be working for me. Like I mentioned, the things that I haven't been keeping up with are the habit trackers and things like that. I think because I know Passion Planner offers a lot of these pages as printables, I'll probably just print out the habit tracker and put it in my weekly or monthly page, because the reason it's not getting used is because it's in a part of the book I don't tend to go back to. Like we have the 2 bookmarks. So I keep one of the bookmarks on my monthly and then the other bookmark on my current week or the reflections if I'm working on those. So that's something I know is not working for me. I also haven't touched these quarterly goals on the yearly calendar page. I will say another thing that I've been keeping up with is my 2025 wins. It's kind of hard to see, but this is a printable that Passion Planner offers. Color code your wins, assign a color to your goal/category, and highlight your wins to keep track of where your energy is going. So I've been keeping up with like my 2025 wins at least. So that's pretty good. Let's see, in the chat, Tanya mentioned loving having the habit trackers in the front, but would totally forget about them if she also didn't put trackers in each weekly spread to remind her to visit the tracker. Yeah, and that's another thing that we talked about at my other event was just you have to put everything in your planner that you want to get done. So if you know that you at least look at your planner once a week, then you need to write in your planner that, hey, you want to journal, you need to actually schedule that time to journal. So you're going to write down, I want to journal, I don't know, 5 p.m. every Tuesday night. You have to actually write down in your planner that you want to do that thing. Same thing with the habit trackers, like leave a little note to yourself and say, hey, go update your habit tracker. It's something that you kind of have to write down until it becomes a habit. Anybody else want to jump in? Go for it, Megan.
So yeah, like I mentioned, my planner is just like a chaotic mess. And I think I'm still like trying to transition from like having like a time like schedule to like not. But like one thing that I found that I never really used is like the monthly reflection. Um, I'm gonna share my screen with like an old passion planner from last year, just because I haven't been super consistent with it again. But uh, so sorry, I'm like using my phone. My computer's not working right now. But this is like, I don't know if you guys can see, but I ended up printing off like different questions, and then like I have the first page of just like kind of an overview of like the months and like just like memories in like the bottom half of it, and then on the other side I have just like some like reflection questions, just like something that like I um just felt like the need to ask myself to kind of give the months like a good overview. So yeah, that's kind of how I've flipped the monthly reflection to kind of actually be usable for myself. Um, and then one other thing that I find that I don't really use is like the hourly. I find it now like I feel like I have to commit to it. But like uh my weeks, this is my spread for this week. So I've actually been using it. Um, I'm like Joy, I use stickers for literally everything. And I also fill it just to decorate it. Lots of motivational quotes and things like that for me right now. I need that little bit of positivity some days. So yeah, that's something that I've used to do, stopped doing, and now gone back to. So, and I've been finding that now that I have more time, it's working for me.
Anybody else want to jump in? This last little bit is just our discussion before I do giveaways. If you want to enter the giveaway, I'm going to drop the link in the chat again so that it's at the bottom. And but yeah, the floor is open to anybody. Go ahead, Jess.
Hello. Yeah, I'm a bit of a mix. I'll stick my camera on actually. Hang on. Hi. So like beginning of the year, my monthlies definitely decorated, tried to put stuff in. February, the same. And then we got to March. And like it's just the saddest thing I've ever seen. But with saying like going through the green card process, it's a little difficult because I'm not allowed to work and I don't have a social security number and I can't drive, but I can't drive until I have that social security number. So I'm like, oh, I don't have things to do. And normally I'm like a very structured, like your girl needs a routine. She can't cope without one. But with not having like I can't block out time for work because I don't have work. So the only thing I have like time blocks for are like roller derby and then D&D that I play on a weekend. So I need to like start, I guess, maybe romanticizing my life a bit more because that'll encourage me to use my planner. If I put in my planner like, hey, I'm going to do a walk at this time every single morning, I'm going to go and do it. Because if it's in the planner, I have to do it. If it's not in the planner, that just doesn't exist. So yeah. So I am intending to romanticize my life a bit more. Oh no, I would love to find a job. I would go out and knock on every single business's door, but I don't have a work permit yet, and I have to wait. So it's trust me, it's not for lack of wanting to work. But yeah, I need to romanticize, start planning stuff in, and then I guess memory plan. I want to use my thing to memory plan. So at the end of each day, I can be like, okay, actually, what have I achieved today? What did I do? And if I can time block that in, I probably will as well. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I know the immigration process is a lengthy one. I was born in this country, but my parents and the majority of my family members were not. So I grew up just kind of watching the whole process and how they keep changing things year after year. And so I empathize with you and I hope everything goes well, Jess. It's kind of frustrating, but hoping everything goes well for you. All right, I'm gonna do a giveaway. By all means, that does not mean you guys have to stop the conversation. I just want to try. I'm giving away 6 planners, so I want to at least spin the wheel. If you entered, so I want to explain how I'm doing this. I'm going to do a little, I have the wheel of names generator, and I put numbers on it. Let's see. So the Google form that you all filled out, for those of you who are interested in the giveaway, there's numbers. It's connected to a Google Sheet, and so there's numbers on there. Those are where I get my numbers from for the wheel of names. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the wheel. If you want to enter, I dropped the link and pinned it, so you can still enter at any time. But let me share that wheel really quickly. Right now it's like ominous because you can't really see anything other than the wheel. It's just a wheel of numbers, but let's see. Click to spin. Number 5. So if I share this tab, number 5 is Tarina. So I'm going to give you a choice because I got a few planners here. And since you are here, I can ask you, would you like an undated weekly planner or one of the daily planners? So I have a couple Cosmic Blue daily planners. I have a few of the Amethyst Dream Purple daily planners. And then the undated weekly planners. They're medium size, Monday start, and it's the springtime pink. So Tarina, if you want to jump on the mic or drop it in the chat and let me know, and then I'll contact you for your mailing info. So Tarina got our first one. If you guys see, you guys can see your numbers on there too.
Okay, cool. Thank you. What were the colors again? I'm sorry.
No worries. I have the purple or blue dailies, so the small dailies, and then the springtime pink for the weekly undated. This is a medium size. It's kind of like a coral or peach color. But yeah, this is the weekly undated.
I'll do the purple.
The purple daily?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me write that down before I forget.
Thank you.
Of course. Amethyst. All right. So you guys can kind of see your numbers now. So let's switch back to this one and come back here. So that's one of my amethysts. Number 18 is Jess. So if you want to hop on really quickly and let me know which planner you're interested in, Jess. I still have I have 2 more of the weekly undated planners, but I have quite a few of the dailies. So I have Cosmic Blue or Amethyst Dream Purple for the daily planners.
Could I get a weekly, please?
Sure.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I also accidentally completely pressed exit call by mistake. I completely fat fingered that. I was like, oh no, what is it going?
All right, congrats. We got
Thank you
2
so
winners. Of course. Let's see. Back here I have 1 more weekly And I still have a decent amount of dailies, so 1 weekly. So keep that in mind for the next few winners. And then I'll be contacting you via email or social media, whichever you put on the form, for your mailing addresses, and I'll try to get those out within the week. Thankfully, I'm off this week, so I can get those out. So number 8, and that goes to Crystal. Let me see. Is Crystal here today? I see Crystal in the chat. So Crystal, if you want to let me know which planner you prefer. If you don't have a preference, I can just send you a random one. Oh, Crystal left. I'm gonna get a random one, unless she jumps back. All right. Back over here. Let me see, make sure I have all the numbers. Okay. Next one, do a couple more. Number 11. And that goes to, how do I pronounce your name? Don't want to.
Who is it for?
Which one? The one that just went is number 11. The previous one was for Crystal.
Yay, that's me, Shaista.
Shaista. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. So did you have a preference?
It's weekly or daily? I mean, daily or weekly, right?
Yeah, undated weekly and then or daily planners.
Daily, please. Sorry, I just ate a donut.
Do you have a color preference? So I have blue or purple. They're like these deep gem colored. Kind of hard to see with my lighting, but like a deep purple or a darker blue. But
I will take the darker blue, please.
sure. All right.
Thank you.
Of course, of course. So we got that. Blue. Okay, remove that. All right. I got a couple more planners, so I'm gonna keep going.
It looks like Crystal came back.
Crystal, are you there? Did you have a preference for which planner?
Weekly, please.
Gotcha. All right. So Crystal got the last weekly planner, so I just have dailies now. Still, the Amethyst Dream Purple or Cosmic Blue.
Okay.
So let's see who our next one's gonna go to. No, I've included everyone who filled out the form. All your numbers are part of this. And let me see, 17. So no one's missed out. If you filled out the form, I up all your numbers are on there. All right, 17. Yeah, so if you look at the form right here, everyone's, if your name is on the board, you're included. So this one is number 17, Annie. One, two, three, four, five. Is Annie here?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Daily, but I realize I'm in Canada. Is that okay?
That's fine. I've shipped internationally before. It's okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Did you want the purple or the blue?
Actually, blue daily, please.
Sure. Got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So that's another blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me make sure. Oh, I actually have one more weekly. Yeah, the color on the weekly is springtime pink, so it's kind of more of a coral color. So I actually have one more if you wanted to switch. But on to the next. Let's see. Okay, so weekly number 6. All right, I got your switch. And then let me go for number 6. So the weekly is now gone. We had it, now she's gone again. Let's see, number 6, Tanya. So I have dailies left.
Oh, I
And
never win things. That's awesome.
did you want a blue or purple?
Purple, please.
Sure. All right. Make sure I put this purple.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me update and make sure I'm on the right thing. So that's purple, a weekly, another weekly, and then purple and blue. All right, I still have quite a few dailies, so I'm going to keep going. Okay. Let's see. Because I got all these during their Pi Day sale. So I have I just was like, oh, how many dailies will it let me get? And it let me get quite a few. So I don't use daily planners. So you guys just get to reap the benefits of me buying things that I don't need. Let's see. Number 12. And it's looking like Dale. Are you still on the call?
Yes, I am.
All right. I have the Cosmic Blue or Amethyst Dream.
I still have all 5 of my amethyst dreams, so I'm going to go with the blue.
Okay.
Because the blue seems to go fast for me.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right. So it's another blue.
Bye. Thank you. Oh, Connor, stop.
You're welcome. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Trying to make sure I keep up my counts and that I'm not giving away planners that I don't have anymore. Okay, we're good. Do a few more. Let's see, number 10. And it says Meg.
And that's me.
That's you. All right, so which planner, the purple or blue daily? I have
Let's do blue.
All right, so she just got my last blue.
Thank you so much.
Of course. So I got a couple more purple. So I'm gonna do a couple more. I have 3 more, so you guys don't have to try and freak out and see how many are left. There are 3 more, so I'm gonna pull 3 more people. All right, number 15. And that is Christina.
I was gonna do the I think there's just purple dailies left.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I wanted.
Oh, nice. See, works out. See, Congratulations. All right, I have 2 more purple dailies, so I'm gonna pull 2 more. And in case you guys don't know, I do giveaways all the time. So just come to my meetups, follow me on Instagram and all that stuff. I'm always giving away stuff because, like I said, you guys reap the benefit of me not buying things I don't need. I'm a moderator for Passion Planners official group, and the way they pay us is in Passion Planner gift cards. So, yeah, I don't need that many planners, but I get a gift card every month. So this is what I choose to do with them. All right, number 2. Rachel. I know she had to dip out. She had to leave a little early, so, but I will contact her. And then the last one. Number 14. Share this tab. Number 14, Shannon. All right, let me see. You still here, Shannon? I don't see her name on there, but Shannon got the last one. So congrats to all of you who got something. I know some of you guys are super excited, but if I have more planners, I always post the giveaways in those groups that I linked. So there's always opportunities to get more. I'm going to try to get these out before the end of the week. Because like I said, it's my spring break and I do want to try and enjoy it, but I will make sure I get those to you guys. Is there anything else we want to talk about, ask questions about, whether it's Passion Planner related, meetups? I'm thinking about doing these quarterly reviews every quarter. I am a Passion Planner ambassador and they want us to do like more things. So for me, this is like the easiest way I can like bring community together. So I'll definitely be doing another one for Q2. So look out for that. I do my weekly meetups every Sunday. So if you just want to hop on another Google Meet and just plan with other people who just want to plan, you don't have to talk. You can just sit in silence. But yeah, if that is all, thank you guys for coming. This is recorded, so I'll post the replay to YouTube once everything gets uploaded. But yeah, thank you guys for attending. See you guys later.